I heard somebody is echoing what Dr. Mrs. Lawson has been teaching. And he did not cite me.
What's good, people? Welcome on another episode. And if you are joining or seeing this channel for the very first time, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really want you guys to see this commencement speech by Hárrison Butker, because this speech has got a lot of people shocked. Like, why are you telling graduating students, specifically women, this on the day that they are walking across the stage, collecting the certificate that they have worked at for 4 years? He said in his speech that this is a diabolical lie that has been told to so many women. As much as these women are in the congregation sitting down and thinking about the position that they are about to hold because of this degree, because of this certificate, the jobs that they will be able to get because of this certificate, that he knows in him the majority of them are thinking about marriage and the kids that they will be able to bring into this world. Because getting a degree as a woman is a diabolical lie, and it is so useless to you as a woman, because your life begins when you become a mother and a wife. He even made an example with his wife, saying the best life of his wife started the moment she became a mother and a wife. While people were asking about how the women in the congregation sitting were reacting, people are just so pissed at the fact that this is the last thing that someone who had been working hard for the past 4 years wants a year on their graduation day. What happens to you even just motivating them and going with the normal speech that they give on graduation day? Why do you need to make this your own inner thought and how you feel your wife is only happy when she became a wife and a mother? It has sparked a lot of conversation, and people are coming in with their own takes on this one. I have put together these clips, so without wasting much time, let's get right into it.
I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother.
For this man to get up there and tell these hundreds and thousands of women that their hard work for however many years means absolutely nothing, that their lives do not begin until their wives or mothers, is literally the definition of the male audacity. This is why I make it my business to make sure I not only have an identity outside of motherhood, but outside of my marriage as well. This type of thinking is the reason so many women are not celebrated the way they need to be celebrated. You can have a woman graduate, buy a house, have a birthday, and unless she's announcing an engagement or a baby or some marriage, no one is celebrating them to the fullest. This is especially true in the African community, because when I tell you guys, no matter how many degrees I had, no matter how many nonprofits I worked for, no matter how many incredible things I accomplished, so many of my family members didn't even think of me as a success until I had a husband. I will be damned if marriage is my only accomplishment in life, if being a mom is the only thing I accomplish in life. Some of my proudest moments have nothing to do with my husband or my kids. I don't understand how people still don't understand in 2024, marriage and being a mom is simply just an addition to who we are. Some women don't even want kids or want to be married, and they are still successful, happy, and thriving. And just one more thing, who let this man on that stage? What is he anyways? What does he play, soccer?
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment.
Okay, quick observation. If you haven't seen that clip, it's basically some dude telling women that, yeah, your degree is fine or whatever, but you really need to invest in a husband and all that other stuff, the stuff they always say. What it sounds like, just an observation, if your wife has to give up her whole life in order to help you succeed in yours, it makes you sound highly incapable. Like somebody else has to give up their whole life in order for you to progress forward. That makes you sound like an extreme loser. Like you kind of sound a little slow, like you're not able to get that on your own. This isn't the way to get that done. Like if you want a wife, if you want to subjugate women for whatever reason or whatever, this was the worst way to try to get that done. This was the worst way to try to talk them into that. The entire speech just made you sound like a grade A loser. And the tears, save them. The tears was probably at how bad this speech was.
You just have to be out of touch with reality to dismiss the hard work those women put in that college that man spoke at. There's no way you have an opportunity to motivate college graduates, but you take it as a time to try to dismiss their feelings, dismiss their hard work, and say you're not going to be fulfilled until you're someone's wife and or you're having children. As a man that doesn't buy into that whole patriarchal thing, if you come to me, I want you to like me for me. If you only want to be with me because I'm a provider, then you're going to make me feel like an object. So when women say, well, I don't know if I want kids, I don't know if I want to be married, I want to be in a relationship, or they have these ideas that go against society standards, I can understand it as long as the idea isn't going to hurt them in the long run. But that wasn't the time. It definitely wasn't a place. And to be honest, who approved that speech? There's no way his PR team says, yes, this is it. He makes us all look bad at this point.
I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you.
Imagine being a professional football kicker whose job is to play less than 20 seconds per football game, which comes out to less than 6 minutes per season, which over a 10-year career is less than 1 hour of actually doing your job. And thinking to yourself, I'm an important person who does an important thing. So important, in fact, I need to tell a room full of women about to enter the workforce that their job is to have babies. And they're the one who have had the diabolical lies told to them?
It is a crazy day when a football player that kicks a ball for a living is saying a speech at a college and telling women, you mean nothing, your life means nothing until you get married and have kids. In front of women that have spent years working hard to achieve this amazing achievement, you stand there and tell them, don't try to climb the ladder and don't try to get promotions and titles. Your life is going to matter and it's going to begin the day that you get married and have kids. Who in the world approved? I want to know, because usually when it comes to speeches, you have to give it to people and, you know, they read through it and they approve it and say, okay, you can say it. Who approved to have that speech? That was disgusting and very sad. And honestly, every single day I'm just seeing the Handmaid's Tale. It's really happening. And I didn't think so until my dad showed me the show. This stuff is happening.
I heard somebody is echoing what Dr. Mrs. Lawson has been teaching. And he did not cite me. He went on a graduation stage to remind all of you women that though you may have paid thousands of dollars to graduate, to go to school, to get to the diploma, it was useless. I am the one that has been preaching this message. I didn't know he would plagiarize me, but it's okay. He's a man. I must let him plagiarize me. Who would have thought that a young man of 28 years old will be able to give us such wise words on what women should be doing? That boy has 2 children. He has a son and he has a daughter. I am so happy that his daughter will grow up one day and graduate from college and remember that daddy said, my college degree means nothing. Being educated means nothing. As long as I have pancakes to make for a man, my life is worth living today. Every night, Dr. Mrs. Lawson, as I'm massaging my husband's feet, because me, I never sleep. Good wives never sleep. I think about all the women that are being fed all this progressive nonsense that they can be more than wives and mothers, and I just weep. It is so good to know that there are still men ministering to women, reminding them that there is no greater cause than reproducing for a man, sacrificing for a man, cleaning for a man, tending for a man, doing anything that involves a man. I love that we are still preaching this in 2024 at a college graduation where many women pay thousands of dollars to walk across the stage. I love that this is the speech that they wear. You are here collecting degree. All that matters is you have a man. In these hard times, we know that you probably need 2 incomes to sustain the home, but no, lock the women up and have them baking bread. That's what will solve all the problems in society today. Shut the women up and lock them in the house. My plan is working. Good to know. Good for him.
I wish I could be like the rest of the world and say I cannot comprehend or understand Hárrison Butker's commencement speech, but I do understand it, and I got a very similar one to my own commencement speech. What people don't realize, and a huge reason of why I started my channel in the first place, is because I grew up in Christian fundamentalism, and I see it creeping into the regular evangelical Christian church with Trump, with politics, with policies. And so I know people are not hiding anymore their beliefs, they're saying the quiet part out loud. And so people who have not known that they've been working on this for years and years and years are surprised. I am not surprised in the slightest. Most churches that you go to, if they are non-denominational, if they say Baptist, if they are Presbyterian, for certain ones like OPC, some Presbyterians are more liberal, but if they're any of those basic generic denominations, they believe in complementarianism, and that means that they believe that women are to submit to men, and that the women's to be keepers at home, and that their main job is to make sure that the home is set, and that they are helping and being helpmeets to their husbands. It is not surprising at all. I am a little shocked that he talked about it so openly, since he's like on the Chiefs and famous, but then I'm not shocked at all, because Christian nationalists have been gaining ground, and they have already said what they think, and they are no longer trying to hide it, which is terrifying. And there has been no backlash on him as far as I've seen very much yet, and so he's gonna get away with it because this is what they think, and it is not surprising. And everyone needs to start voting and uprising and speaking out, especially if you have lived fundamentalism and you have gotten away. Use your voice, because this is what they want for America, and this is what they are getting to with the Supreme Court and with Trump, and this is what the future of America will be. Women will be keepers at home and helpmates to their husbands.
Become my wife and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
In case you were wondering how the crowd reacted to that statement. Then he goes on to say that Isabel, his wife, has no regrets about giving up her dream of having a career.
Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud.
Now, if his wife is truly happy with that decision, I absolutely support her. I think being a wife and mother are beautiful things. I think addressing women specifically and saying this is your purpose is really unfortunate, to put it mildly. You know, if she is happy and healthy, they have a great marriage, great family, then I'm all for it for them. I fear that may not be the case, but I pray that I'm wrong. Also, by the way, this is his company, MD Keller, for which he is a co-founder. And the college where he gave this commencement speech, it is listed as an organization that his company fully endorses. Now, there is something he said that I actually agree with. It has to do with men being absent from their homes, although I'm sure we have different thoughts on why that is. Here's that clip.
Absence of men in the home is what plays a large role in the violence we see all around the nation. Other countries do not have nearly the same absentee father rates as we find here in the U.S.
He also spends quite a bit of time arguing for traditional Latin masses. And I understand he's talking at a Catholic church, but it seems a little odd to me. Why is he arguing so hard for this? Like at a college graduation? It just seems kind of out of place. I don't know, just like a little odd. Last clip about cost of living.
It is extremely important that you actually think about the places you are moving to. Who is the bishop? What kind of parishes are there? Do they offer the TLM and have priests who embrace their priestly vocation? Cost of living must not be the only arbiter of your choice.
That's pretty rich coming from a multimillionaire who doesn't have to worry about the cost of living all that much. Anyways, I just want to share some clips with y'all.
About your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
Men like this want you to dedicate your life to them and helping them fulfill their purpose, but they never even consider for a minute that maybe you have a purpose of your own. They'll act as if the only thing they really respect that a woman could do is be a wife and a mother, and then when you are, and they're the ones going outside the home and working 40 hours a week, then they reduce it and say, all you are is a wife and a mother. It's a setup, it's a trap. The reason why men like this are always trying to downplay a woman's education is because they know the better you are able to take care of yourself, the less likely you are to need them. They can't just treat you any old kind of way, because a woman who has a lot going for herself has options. She'll leave you if you don't treat her right. She'll leave you if you weaponize her incompetence. She'll leave you if you abuse her mentally, emotionally, or physically. She will leave you because she knows that she could do better. They want you needy. They want you desperate. Notice how men like this never talk about how how they dream of being fathers. They don't want to be fathers. They want you to be a mother because they want to be able to use motherhood against.
So basically, going to the college, graduating, doing your master's, getting your PhD as a woman is useless, because at the end of the day, truly start to enjoy what life really means when you become a wife and when you become a mother. And the truth is, this is not even the first time that we are hearing things like this. Like, even in the world today, there is nothing so much that a woman accomplished that they celebrate as much as they celebrate this person, a woman getting engaged or a woman getting married. This is the only part where they feel like, yeah, you have accomplished something when you're getting married or when you get engaged, and they know that, okay, you're about to get married and start having kids. Every other thing seems secondary as an accomplishment to a woman, because this has to be the very first thing. You're a wife and a mother, and your life truly begins when you become a wife and a mother. And it's just so sickening. Imagine the mental stress, the mental load, the money you've spent or your parents have spent for those years of you getting this degree, and then you want to get this certificate because you're excited about the roles, the jobs you're about to get, the experience you're going to get in the workplaces and stuff like that. And someone stopped you and said, I know you're thinking you're going to be getting this job, but you need to constantly remember that your life will truly begins, or your life truly begins the moment you become a wife and a mother. It is so sickening, and it's more sad because this person has a daughter. Like, is that what you're going to be telling your daughter? Obviously, yes. So, and as a 28-year-old man, I saw a lot of comments of people saying, who gave him the audacity to stand there and be talking to, these people? Who gave him the audacity to stand there and be talking to women? Because this is the last thing women want to hear. And especially coming from a man, it even makes it more worse. This person said, does anyone know how the women at the graduation felt about this? They were quiet. It was quiet. Another person said, how did the entire graduating class not stand up and walk out? Because the audacity to tell them that no matter the years you spent in this school is useless. You only have to become a wife and a mother, because that is the only time that your life begins. Another person said, so like, why did they have a kicker giving the commencement speech and not like someone even kind of important? I may not agree, but at least he felt he was able to talk about his personal beliefs, even if they go against the grain. Good for him. If that is his personal beliefs, his daughter, be ready. Him bringing up bad leaders who don't stay in their lane is the most ironic thing I have ever had, because he's not even a leader, but he's still not staying in his own lane. I get it. Another person said, hey, after years of working hard and spending thousands of dollars on a degree, aren't you more excited to not do anything with it and just become a little sidekick for your man? Because that is the only time that you truly begin to live. That is the only time that you truly become somebody, like you're truly seen as somebody who has accomplished something. Another person said, congratulations on your educational accomplishment or whatever. Now make me and my son a sandwich. And this is the comment that I love the most, because it is giving this exactly, like, this is what it's saying basically. Another one said, do people not understand that something is less enjoyable when it feels forced on you? Like having kids or marriage, it feels more something we have to do. Like, why are you forcing it on people that they have to do this, they have to do that? And when he said that your life begins the moment you become a wife or you start, bringing kids into this world, how about women who cannot give birth? How about women with health conditions that giving birth is threatening to their life, and they choose to, keep their life and not give birth? So do you mean that they don't have a life? Do you mean they are not going to be happy? Do you mean their life is never going to start? Because I don't understand. And I would like to hear his wife's point of view about this speech. In fact, people have been calling for his resignation. Like, are you giving this speech to graduating students on the day that they are happy that, okay, it's over, we can move to the next stage? But they say, no, go back into the kitchen, because that is where you belong as a woman. So you should not be too excited about the degree that you have worked hard to get. Let me hear what you guys think about his speech. Let me hear what you think about what these people are saying. Let me hear what you think about this belief per se. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I will catch you guys in another video.